Kasheera TV. Welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be talking about my labor experience. The truth about my labor experience. If you guys haven't already watched my labor and delivery story, check it out. I'll post it right here. But this video, guys, there are some things that I didn't really get to dive into about the whole labor experience that I really wanted to, and I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I really want to share the other side of my labor and delivery experience, and even the postpartum, like what that was like. So I'm just gonna jump right in. I want to just start by saying that, number one, guys, I was extremely scared and I had so much fear about the whole labor experience. Like, it was like I was telling myself positive affirmations about what I wanted to happen, but on the inside I was so scared. And I think it's because it's the first time, like, you're not really sure what to expect, and you're not really sure if you can do it, and also, like, the media makes like labor and delivery seem like they make it seem like it's gonna be the worst thing ever. And so there's like that fear about like how much it's gonna hurt and whatever. Fear. Now that I'm on the other side, I'm like, you know what? I should have just relaxed, trusted my body, trusted the process, and just allowed my body to do what it knows. It already knows what to do, and the baby knows what to do. And you guys are working together in harmony to, you know, bring this new life into the world. So yes, guys, that's number one. I was so afraid, and I think that made my labor a lot longer. I was in labor for like 5 days. Like, I started having contractions on a Tuesday. I finally had Makai on a Saturday, October 10th. Let's talk about the pain, right? So I wasn't sure how I was going to feel when I first started having contractions. It felt kind of like period cramps, but then they got more and more intense. And the funny thing is, it's like working with Mark as my partner and him applying pressure to the areas that I was feeling the most, like in my back. It was durable, like it was okay. It wasn't like the worst thing ever. And I think my breaking point was the fact that I didn't sleep, because like although the pain was manageable, even when it was getting more and more intense, like it was bad, it hurt, but like it was manageable. It was just that I wasn't able to sleep, and I think when you don't get enough sleep, like, you're not able to operate the way that you normally would. So I think that had I had like a 1 day or 2 day labor, I think I would have been able to hold out and not get the epidural. Once we got to 3-4 days, I'm like, I can't sleep. I was just exhausted. Like, I need to sleep. So I just wanted to sleep. I wanted to relax. I wanted to finally just kind of relax. That's why I got the epidural, not because the pain was like too much. Don't get me wrong, the pain was intense and it was getting more and more intense, but I feel like I still would be able to power through it if I was well rested. Alright, so let's talk about the pain relief options. So just so you guys know, that throughout all of my checkups throughout my pregnancy, I wanted a natural labor. I didn't want to get the epidural. So I was trying to hold out to not get the epidural, but in the meantime, the nurses recommended, well, they were saying that I could do other things for pain relief. They have Stadol and morphine. And so, guys, I'm telling you, I was not thinking clearly. I agreed to get the Stadol, and I talk about this in my labor and delivery story, but the Stadol made me feel really weird. Like, it was like being in another world. It was weird. I didn't feel right at all. But yeah, the Stadol made me feel weird. I was able to sleep for 2 hours after I got that. Then, guys, because that wore off so quickly, the nurse recommended morphine. So I was like, yeah, I might as well get the epidural for me to be getting all this other stuff. Anyway, I decided to get morphine. The morphine didn't even work. Like, it just made me feel like heavy in my chest. Like, my chest felt heavy. Like, not good. So I was kind of bummed that didn't work. Then when I finally got the epidural, them putting the needle in my back, that didn't hurt at all. Like, it didn't hurt at all. It was pain-free. The only thing that I will say that I feel like is something that could possibly be serious is the IV fluids. Now guys, this is what I'm about to say is my opinion based off my experience, but I personally believe that I received way too much IV fluid. Yeah, I can say that confidently, because before I got the Stadol, I got 2 bags of IV fluids. Then before I got morphine, I had to get 2 more bags of fluid. So then when I got the epidural, I got more fluids, and I didn't really realize how much everything was swelling until like after I got home. But at the hospital, after I had Makai, I was feeling like it was hard to breathe. Now, a lot of times they'll tell you that's just because you just had the baby and your organs kind of have to go back to where they were, something like that. But this, guys, like, it was really hard to breathe, and I really wasn't doing much at all. Like, so I was telling them that, and they were just like, it's not something that, you know, you don't need to worry about it. Like, it's okay. They just checked my blood pressure, and they were just like, everything looks okay. I'm like, okay, is this supposed to be this hard to breathe? So that, and then also, guys, the other thing that I felt was this like bobbing sensation. Like, I'd be sitting there and I felt like this, like I was going like this. I personally believe that that was fluid, maybe starting to back up in my lungs or back up just in my chest area. Guys, that's what I'm feeling. That's what my intuition is telling me that was happening, now that I think back on it. Because it wasn't until I got home that I realized that every part of my body was bigger than it was before I went into labor. Like, first Mark noticed that my ankles were swollen. Then after I looked at my ankles, I look at every other part of my body and I'm like, oh my God, everything else is bigger. And like the first 2 nights that I was home, I was sweating like profusely, guys. Like, I was sweating all the fluids out basically. And then all of a sudden my limbs were back down to what they were before I went into labor. So my thing is, as far as IV fluids, if fluid can build up in your limbs, then why wouldn't they be able to build up in your organs? I mean, that's just my feeling. You guys, if you work in the medical field, you can let me know if what I'm feeling is correct or what you think. But I really think that it was some kind of fluid buildup, maybe around my lungs or my heart. I don't know. But I do think that's Makai and Mark. They playing back there. I think it was IV fluid overload. I know that epidural itself has its own side effects, but I feel like the effects that I felt were from the IV fluids. Have you guys ever experienced anything like that? Let me know. So the next thing I want to talk about or want to share is the whole healing process from getting an episiotomy. First of all, I did not know that I was gonna get an episiotomy. Now, me and my doula, we wrote up a birth plan, but my doctor that was supposed to deliver my Makai, he didn't end up being able to be there for the delivery. So I had another doctor. But my doctor, he doesn't do episiotomy. So I didn't feel like I needed to put that on my birth plan because I thought he doesn't do episiotomies. Like, why would I need to put that on there? But then I had another doctor, and guess what? He did an episiotomy. Now, sometimes they have to, just to prevent you from tearing worse than if they didn't just cut you. I'm guessing that's why he cut me. I don't want to think that he just snipped because he was like in a rush. I don't know. But I'm guessing that's why he had to cut me down there. But anyway, it was kind of to my surprise. Like, I'm pushing, and then I see him grab his scissors, and he's like, nip. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And yeah, so, but healing from that, oh my gosh, y'all. My healing, it was much longer than I expected. Like, I expected, don't ask me why, but I expected to be kind of healed in a week, or at least feeling like a lot better by a week later. No. It took like 11 weeks before I really started to feel kind of back to normal down there. But yeah, I was surprised at how like grueling the whole healing process was. Like, it hurt to sit down, it hurt to stand up. It took me forever to get out of bed. And my, you know, having a newborn, like, I couldn't just jump out the bed as fast as I wanted to tend to him every time he cried, or, you know, you gotta take care of the baby. But like, I had to get out of bed like, I'm like, you know what, Mark, just get the baby, you got it. And like, for some reason, I feel like that you look bad as a mom if you're not like super mom right after you have the baby. Like, I felt like that's how the nurses were like looking at me like, is she gonna get up? No, because it's gonna take me like 5 to 10 minutes to just like gather myself up and out of the bed. That's how bad it was. After that epidural wore off, y'all, I felt everything. And even all the stress that I was putting on my body just by pushing so hard. And I think when you don't get the epidural, like, you can kind of know how much to really push. But I think if you have the epidural, sometimes you can be pushing harder than you need to. But anyway, after that, I felt all the muscles that I worked after pushing for so long. I think I pushed for like an hour. But yeah, the healing process was tough. Like, I was afraid to go number 2. Oh my gosh, they gave me what is it? They gave me the stool softeners, but I don't think they worked. Then I was constipated. Oh my gosh. And then it hurt to pee, like, cause they put a catheter up there too after you get the epidural. So guys, I would literally not get the epidural again just for the simple fact that I don't want a catheter up there, the PP area. And I don't want those IV fluids. Those are so excessive. My grandma came out, so I was really happy that she was able to be there. But I also wasn't in, like, you know, my mood was just like, I feel miserable trying to just the whole healing, and then trying to breastfeed for the first time. You feel so lost. So whoever comes and tries to help you, they should understand that your mood might not be, they shouldn't have any expectations for how your mood's gonna be. They shouldn't expect you to be happy right away, because, you know, you're healing. Especially if you have if you get, depending on how everything went, you might even have a C-section. Like, you just need time to heal, and you need just help. Like, don't come into my house having expectations of how I'm supposed to act, how I'm supposed to be, what kind of parent I'm supposed to be, how fast I should be bouncing back, why I'm not doing this, why I'm not doing that. All that is no. Just come, help cook, clean, those kind of things. You know, I need to figure out I need to feel like a new mom. So I need to take care of things on my own and not have like anyone trying to tell me what's right and wrong. Because at the end of the day, after you have a baby, everybody, you got to figure out how to take care of them. So, and you can figure it out. You don't really need someone, you don't need anyone making you feel like inadequate. So that's also important, just having people around you that can support you, make you feel like, not put you down or make you feel like you don't know what you're doing, because that's not what you need. You need to figure it out and feel like, all right, I got this, you know? What about you guys? What were some of your experiences giving birth? Share anything that you want to in the comment section below, and I hope this helps you guys if you're about to have a baby, just to kind of know what to expect. Well, based off my experience, maybe you might go through some of the things that I went through. But I'd say do your research and know as much as you can, especially if you're first time parent. Go to a birth class, know as much as you can about breastfeeding. Right, yeah guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace out.